We've introduced this toolkit, quite a large one, of various projects and programs and methods which will help any consultant and any small business owner to really help their business to perform better across the whole spectrum: marketing, operations, finance, systems and people. And we're making these available at extremely low cost as our effort to counteract the closure of Business Link, upon which so many businesses used to rely. So let's look at the Business Toolkit philosophy. It starts with the presumption that the point of being a business owner is to actually create wealth by doing a real all-round wonderful job of work, to do such a good job for the customer that the byproduct is the building of wealth from the business. The Business Toolkit that we have, and which you will find extensively on our website, empowers any business owner to achieve exactly that, in other words, wealth building. It covers the whole business: marketing, operations, finance, systems, people, exit, recovery, growth, lifestyle, efficiency improvements, and diversification. So we say, perhaps rashly, but I think accurately, that there is nothing in a business that needs doing that we don't have covered somewhere in one of our toolkits. But most of all, and importantly, really importantly, it's a way of successful thinking, or to put it another way, a way of thinking and acting business success. And it's a framework that can guide you in all business matters. So the Business Toolkit provides you with the basic things that any business needs to do. There's no theory involved in it at all. It's all practical methodology. There's some pretty hard-hitting advice here, hopefully which won't offend anyone. If it does, then apologies in advance. We also try to be thought-provoking, to not keep trying to push you down the conventional tracks of doing things, but to give you approaches which will really cause you to stop and think and maybe find a better way. We've tried to keep it simple. We've tried not to use jargon or management speak. Nobody here has done an MBA, so we hope through that and through face-to-face talking to many, many thousands of small businesses over the last 25 years, I hope and I believe that we've managed to speak clearly. And so in the toolkit should be everything you need to manage a business. Anybody needs to manage a business, and we're particularly talking here small business at the small end of the scale. What the government refers to as micro businesses, typically up to 10 employees. But these are principles that work for big business as well as for small. But it's more likely, I would say, that a small business would find itself doing some of these things for the first time. Larger businesses, if they use our toolkit, will find themselves doing these things maybe for the second, third or fourth time, but they should still find our approach thought-provoking. So, if you can't find what you want in any of our toolkits, tell us about it. And if we've completely failed, I promise you we'll give you your money back. And not only that, we'll also give you money if you give us good ideas. If you send ideas in for a piece of the toolkit that doesn't exist and you think it should and we like it, we'll include it and we'll pay you for it. Okay, let's look at where the Business Toolkit begins. This is the performance dashboard. The performance dashboard will tell you which part of your company most needs attention. It looks at the rate at which you're taking on new business, the rate at which you retain clients, the amount of profit and cash that you generate, the use that you make of business systems and the efficiency you get from that, and the productivity you get from your people. And then really, very cleverly, it amalgamates all of that to tell you what your business is worth on the open market. And it'll even tell you what your business would be worth on the open market if you improved any of the 5 scores that I've talked about that are below top quartile performance. Now, I said I wouldn't use jargon, I mean the top 25%. Because rather cleverly, what the dashboard does is it tells you how your business performs against other businesses exactly like yours, because we have the database that tells us that. We then have AutoState, which really is a SWOT analysis, an analysis of your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities and threats, and it shows you where your company's attention is most focused. Are you mostly focused on marketing, operations, finance, systems, or people? And to what extent, therefore, does that explain the performances that you have and which have been highlighted in your dashboard? And then, by putting both of those previous tools together, a complete business plan is automatically generated for you, and that will tell you which business strategies to implement first in order to get the performance improvement that you're looking for. So the auto plan will tell you exactly which of these many modules that you're going to hear me talking about, because I'm the chap who's making the recording for all of these. It'll tell you exactly which of the modules you should apply within your plan, and then you can actually go directly to the video which explains how each one works and how it should be used. And then AutoSkill, not yet launched but due shortly, AutoSkill will tell you what personal development will best equip you as the boss, probably boss, but maybe as a consultant, to implement your own business plan. This includes a personality profile, it includes a score on your knowledge, your attitude, your skills, your aptitude and your behaviour. And it puts it into a personal development program. Again, fully automated. So, let's look at what any business has to do. It starts with finding customers. Of course it does. And then, once you have those customers, of course, now you've got to keep them happy by giving them a great service. Sort the people, a bit of a crude way of saying manage your staff and your subcontractors, and of course the administration of the business has to be managed. And finally, if all of that is done well, the result is that you make some money. Now, a lot of companies do say to us, well, isn't business really about just waiting for the phone to ring, then we deliver the goods and then we collect the money? Well, I'd say not if you want a high-value, saleable business. You must be different to the majority of businesses, which means that you must be proactive across all 5 disciplines at once. Marketing, operations, finance, systems, and people. The worst sort of business in my book is a passive business, and a distressing number of them are. But that is, of course, where you are presented with a great opportunity if you decide to be a proactive business. Passive businesses wait for the phone to ring. They assume that customers will keep coming back. They hope for a profit. They cut costs as their default profit strategy. They hoard cash. They operate paper-based administration. They absolutely ignore the march of technology. They don't keep up to date on systems. And they tend to let their employees set the agenda and decide what to do and how to do it. Which means, of course, they're not actually looking for a return on the wage bill. So the result of this is that they've got a business that becomes hard or even impossible to sell.